So British Airways cancelled my flight and sent me a flight cancellation email, which hasn't got the reason as to why the flight was cancelled. Please see the full story.
Hi
Thank you.
guys. So I travel a lot and I do fly with mostly with British Airways and I belong to their executive club and membership. So I did a trip to Denmark. That was I think 2 weeks ago. I think you saw my videos of my content from Denmark while I was in Denmark. So when I did that trip, because I've done a lot of trips since last year till now. So I was kind of hoping that by the end of this year that I would get upgraded to the gold membership, because I've done a lot of trips and I know that by the end of the year I still have some more other trips to do. So I think when I did the first my flight to Copenhagen, I think was it on the 6th or something like that? I'm not 100% certain. So they collect their tier point at the end of the year, sometime in September. I think 8th or 9th of September, which means they must have collected it before my return flight to London. So when I got back home to London, I did check if I've received my Avios point and tier point. Of course, I was kind of hoping that I would be very close to getting upgraded to gold, and that didn't happen. I was told that instead I received a congratulatory message that for returning silver, which isn't what I was looking for. I've been on silver for a long time, so it's nothing new to me. So of course I was quite devastated and a bit upset. So I rang British Airways to kind of explain that and to kind of find out why that had happened. So the guy I spoke to on the phone said I should wait for the return flight point to show on my app, and then once it's shown, then I should call back British Airways to let them know that they should give me a grace period of 2 weeks. So I did call British Airways, and they say that that the end of year collection had come to an end, but that if I can do a trip, or well, I think the lady actually said that I would need to get or make a tier point for 160 in order for me by the end of September, which is 30th of September, in order for me to be upgraded to gold. So the only way I could do that is to do on that trip. So I decided to go to I was going to go to Luxembourg. Well, Luxembourg means I will have to pay for accommodation and all the rest of it. So because I have a friend who lives in Denmark and I could stay for free, literally. So I decided that I was going to book a trip back to Denmark, which I did. I traveled Wednesday, which was just a few days ago. Today is Sunday, so Wednesday was a couple of days ago. Because I booked the business flight ticket, so I can get my 160 tier points that is needed that I need to upgrade to gold. So my return flight was actually yesterday, being Saturday, the 23rd of September. The flight was at 7 a.m. or 7:45 a.m. So at that point, I thought it would be very, very late for me very early for me to actually go to the airport, and I didn't think that was the case. And I didn't think I was going to do that because I knew I was going out on Saturday night, and so that means I won't have a reasonable amount of sleep, and I don't like rushing to the airport very first thing in the morning. So what I did was to try and I tried to book for or change my flight time to the evening flight, which is at 7. I tried to change my flight to the evening flight, which was to depart at 7:40 p.m. So it's yesterday night, being 23rd of September. I was just chilling at home or in the apartment, and then watching some Netflix. I think at around the flight was about was for 7:40 or 7:45, and it was about past 4. So literally, I still have up to 3 hours to the flight, and from my friend's apartment to the airport is about like just say call it 15 minutes. Actually, from the app from the train station to the airport is about 10-15 minutes, which I don't really have to be in a rush, and it's train which is quite reliable. So I received an email from British Airways and a push notification from the app that that the flight had been cancelled. I thought it was a joke initially, so I just quickly dived into the email and to actually see that the flight had been cancelled. And at least the annoying part for me is it wasn't the fact that the flight was cancelled; it was the fact that British Airways sent an email across to its passengers saying, letting them know that the flight has been cancelled, but there was no single reason as to why that flight was cancelled. And for me, that is the highest level of disrespect. You don't treat your customers or passengers like that. I mean, if I understand there are some unforeseen incidents, but at least let people know the reason why the flight was cancelled. Because looking at the weather was amazing. It was really nice weather, and it was the same in London because I spoke to I rang one of my friends to find out how the weather was there, and the weather was still okay. It was fine. It was fabulous. So that did annoy me, so of course I really had to be at home that Saturday night. It cost me a lot of inconvenience. I was stuck at the airport. I was looking for different airline that would take me to London. At some point, I even looked for a flight that would take me to Manchester because I just needed to be home on Saturday night, but that didn't happen. And even though one thing I forgot to mention to you was that for me to change my flight from 7 a.m. in the morning to 7:45 in the evening, it cost me 400 and something, 425 pounds to change to that evening flight. So the flight that I even changed to was cancelled without any reason. So I think British Airways, I think passengers require deserves a lot more than just cancelling the flight without no reason. Please, if you're cancelling your flight next time, give your passengers the reason. Let them know the reason why the flight is being cancelled. Is it for bad weather? I didn't think bad weather was the case, and it was the case in this regard, because the weather was really nice. What could be the issue? But please let people know. It shows that you care about them, and it shows that you have respect for them. So please take a look at the email that was sent to me by British Airways, so it doesn't look like I'm just trying to tarnish their image. No, that is not the case. And let me know if this is a fair email to send to someone whose flight has just been cancelled. So I could go on and on about this flight with BA. Even before I boarded the flight from London to Copenhagen, I had an issue with them where my flight was economy. It was business class, and they cancelled my flight and rescheduled me with an economy flight ticket. So which doesn't really make sense, To be honest, British Airways, they could do a lot better, and for a company that's as big as them, a flag carrier, I think they could do a lot better. I just kind of feel that they're taking a lot of things for granted, and that shouldn't be happening. It's British Airways we're talking about here, So I hope that this video gets to the right authority, and that they can make a lot of change. I'm not doing this to jeopardize their image or tarnish their image, but this is something that the sad experience that I'm having with them, or that I've had with them in the past, So, and this shouldn't be happening at all.